We're working on an 18-inch grapevine, and tonight my little sign is going to be Simply Blessed. It's this precious little deer sign. It's going to be a fall wreath. I got this little sign. It's a metal sign, and I got it from the store at home. So I'm going to do it in fall. We're going to do it in the burgundies and the oranges. So it's going to be an actual fall wreath, but we're going to put a lot of flowers in it to decorate that. So because this piece already has a little attachment here, that's what I'm going to actually use to attach this to my wreath. So you always want to figure out where you're at with your piece, and you want to turn it however it's going to be. Okay, let me back up a little bit. So if you have a side, as you can see, so this side's a little thick, this side's a little thinner. So I'm going to put my sign on this side. So if you have a side, it's a little off or something one way or the other, then just kind of position it how you want it so you can make sure where your bow and stuff's going to be to utilize the wreath to the best of point. So I'm actually going to put the smaller side, and we'll put the sign on that side, and then we'll put my flowers down here at the bottom where it's a little thin. This side's really nice and thick, so that side does not have to have something if we don't want it to, or we could put an extra bow on that side. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. Hi, Miss Meg. Welcome, everybody. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and attach my little sign up here. Now, normally I put those little cable mounts on the back of this sign. This one actually has the little twine piece up here that we can tie this onto here with. So I'm just going to run a pipe cleaner, and you always want to use your cross pieces here to help. Now you could attach it here, but because there's nothing there, it's going to slide up and down. So anytime you have a little cross piece where they actually tie the grapevine here, as you see, because they wrap this twine or the grapevine around it to help hold it all together. So you want to take your pipe cleaner or your wire and run that underneath that, and that gives you a crossbar to where it'll actually attach to it. So I'm going to take this here, bend my pipe cleaner, and you can use zip ties, you can use wire, or you can use pipe cleaners. I use a lot of pipe cleaners just because they do bend really well with your grapevines. So then you come up underneath it. Now when I do my grapevines, I want the back of my grapevine to look like the front. I want it nice and finished on the back without a bunch of wire, a bunch of pipe cleaners sticking out, zip ties. So I want the back to always look as pretty as the front. Hi, Miss Sharon. Hi, Miss Maria, Miss Rita. Welcome, everybody. Miss Diane. Thank you guys all for hopping on tonight and being a part of our live. So I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to actually tie this place, just a couple of spots, just to secure this little wire, this little twine piece. Just a little bit more here. Once we get it secured a little bit, then we can maneuver it around, okay? So just to kind of position it. Now it's going to slide a little bit till I get the flowers around that, which is totally fine. So let me see if I can turn y'all just a little bit more here. See if that's better. Kind of in tight quarters tonight, y'all. So let me see if I can get you back a little bit more. Sorry, guys. Just maneuvering y'all just a little bit. And y'all remember a few weeks ago when we had our bow class how I used that, the doe or the fawn printed ribbon. So we're going to use that tonight on this piece. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Hi, Miss Audrey. Hi, Erin. Miss Sharon. See if that's a little better for you guys. Okay. So this is just holding this. It's not really secure like I really want it to be yet, but don't worry, because once we get our flowers and stuff in, our bow attached, it's going to be fine. So let me find, so I know that y'all had seen those cable mounts that I had used before. You can definitely attach some of those to it, zip tie it in. You can use that. I didn't grab any, so I don't have any in here, but anyway, we'll get it nice and secure here before we're done with it, okay? So actually, let me cut a piece of this And we'll put a little piece of extra pipe cleaner on here on the other side. So let me redo this tie here. Not as tight as I wanted it to be. So I'm going to take it up here, tie this really tight. I'm going to cut this pipe cleaner off, and I'm going to come to the other side and do the same thing. So what I've got is actually some silk flowers tonight. I've got some beautiful burgundy sunflowers, and then I've got some fall foliage. And then if we want, we'll see if we want to add a pumpkin to it. So either way, it's going to all come together and be beautiful when we're done. All right, so that's better. It's still loose down here at the bottom, but that's okay because that's where we're going to put all of our flowers and stuff around it to help hold that in. So look at these beautiful sunflowers I got, y'all. These are just individual picks that I got at Hobby Lobby. They're just actual picks off of the shelf where the pumpkins are, so I got a couple of those to go with my sign. And then I got this other bunch that I've used some of it out of it, so I'm going to use some of those. And then I've got one of these left. I might use that. And then I've got some deep different colors of flowers here. So this is just a bunch. Now you can mix and match however you want to. And then y'all know how I love these little drapey things, so I got some of those to add to it as well. And then I've got some variegated different pumpkins that we'll see if we want to add that in or not. So hi, Miss Cheryl, Miss April, Miss Karen, welcome everybody. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut off these stems. Now, when you're working with grapevines, you always want to make sure that your stem is not too long to where it's going to stick through the back of your grapevine. The last thing you want to do is get a wreath, and this is what you see on the back of it. Okay? So always be vigilant to how long your stems are, and either put them in at an angle to tuck them down into the wreath, or cut them, and then you can glue them in. So that way your back always stays pretty. So I'm actually going to cut these stems, and everything will be hot glued in with the exception of the bow that we will add with tie and wire it in at the end. So I'm not going to glue anything at this point. I'm just going to place my flowers around. Usually when I'm doing the grapevines, I'll get a feel for what I want first. Add in and kind of get just a basic, unless it's a wreath that I've done before, like the truck wreaths, that I kind of know exactly where I want it, where things are going to go. Hi, Miss Maggie. Hi, Miss Teresa. Hi, Rick. So if I already know where things are going to go, then I don't have to worry about it. I can just start gluing. But because this is a new little wreath, it's got a small sign, I want to kind of make sure before we start gluing stuff in. Now, this is actually a bunch, and so I'm going to tear these little sections off and make about 3 different little sections of this. And you can just kind of pull it apart as you need to, and then you can just glue this in. Actually, there's about 5 little different pieces here. So you can mix and match this however you want to into your wreath. So whatever you do to the bottom, you want to do to the top. You want to carry it through. Once again, I'm not gluing anything in. I'm literally just sticking it in to kind of get a feel of where I want my greenery. So welcome everybody. For those y'all that do not know or you missed the introduction, I'm Bobby with Blessings with a Bow. We're out of League City, Texas. Thank you guys so much for following us and liking us. Be sure to share the page if you don't mind. We're almost up to 10,000 followers, so super exciting. We want to hit that 10,000 mark, y'all, and then we're going to have a big giveaway. So y'all please, please, please like and share the page. Sprinkle us out there amongst your friends. And always know that my videos and classes are all free. So there's never any charge for any of that. So be sure to check out our events, and I'm going to be adding more in there. And I'm sorry that I have not been on, y'all. We have been so crazy busy with homecoming. So it's kind of delayed what I've been able to do outside of, it's kind of put my my teaching a little bit on, not the back burner, but slowed it down a little bit to where I'm not on every night. But hopefully things are going to start picking back up on this side of it. We're just going to make a point to start hopping on early, get done, and then I can work on Mums afterwards. So, hi, Miss Donna. Hi, Miss Carolyn. Welcome, everybody. All right, so I'm still just tucking in these pieces. Nothing, once again, is glued. Now, I love these little pieces. You think about a deer being out in the wilderness, and you think about it just laying down, and, you know, especially this time of year, y'all, there's all the little acorns on the ground. All the trees are starting to lose their limbs and their leaves. All the little nuts. Me and Wyatt were up there this weekend at East Texas for my niece's shower, and the acorns are starting to fall off the trees. So he was picking them up and looking at them, and it was so exciting just to tell him, you know, about the little squirrels stockpiling all the stuff. You know how nature works, y'all. If you've never been deer hunting, let me just tell y'all, I'm not an avid hunter, as y'all can tell. My husband and family, the boys all are, but I, last year, out of being married 30 years to Charlie, went hunting for the first time. Actually, it's been 2 years ago now, I think. And it is the coolest thing. I did not hunt, but I sat in the stands, and it is so cool because I froze my butt off, but that wasn't the cool part. But I sat there, and it's just so amazing how it's just totally dark, and then all of a sudden you start hearing all the little animals walking around, and it's just like they're just waking up, and it's just so cute to think how they're just stretching and, you know, just getting ready to start their little days, and you hear the little squirrels and the birds chirping, and it's just amazing watching the sun come up. So I absolutely loved it. I told Charlie that I do want to go back this year, but this year I'm going to take my camera with me so I can capture some of the beauty of all of it, and I'll have to post some pictures for y'all. So they love to hunt. They don't kill anything that they're not going to eat, so it's definitely, we're blessed to have the meat in the freezer, but it's something that we take as an honor to be able to do that, not just to kill to be killing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. So it's just, I don't know, it's a very, very special time. So I'm going to cut some of these little guys and put in there. Now this actually is one stem, and I'm going to cut it into 2 separate pieces. We'll probably put, let's see, both may go down at the bottom. I'm going to save this big leaf. So always use your leaves, your big pieces. You can add them in around on your wreath, just as fillers. Thank you, Miss Donna, for the stars. And then y'all look at these pumpkins that I found too at Hobby Lobby, how rustic they look, and how it's just going to blend in with the colors because it pulls the burgundy and the oranges out in it. So I got a couple of those. We'll see if we want to add them. Now when you're using these styrofoam pumpkins, y'all, just a word of advice. I always run a little thing of hot glue around here at the bottom, just because they get kind of loose in the fitting of this, and you just don't want the stem to come off. So I just take it, run some hot glue around it, let it sit till it cools. Then you can just shove it in wherever you want to onto your wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on both of them that I got. These are just some little picks I picked up tonight because I've used all my other pumpkins on my swags that I've been doing. So once again, just running some hot glue around this at the bottom. Hi, Miss Andrea. So put that down here, and then we'll add some of this brown in here. Probably going to go right up underneath here. Once again, none of this is glued in here. And I just want that kind of draping down. Can y'all see that? Just draping down just a little bit. And then we might take one and put right up here. Let's see, let's take it off this side here. We'll tuck it in right here behind. I'm going to kind of bend these. Now don't forget that when you're working with these pieces, most all of your flowers have the wire in it to where you can bend and maneuver them around to make it look how you want to. Now I want to bring out some of these deep oranges in here. So I've got these orange berries that I'm going to add into it. Now, as you can see, there's a segment up here at the top, and then there's a segment down here at the bottom. So I can't really place that without there being a big gap there. So what you want to do is actually cut this down here as close as you can to this joint, because you have enough here to glue. So you're going to cut this right here with my 100-year-old wire cutters. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to cut this stem a little shorter. So I actually made this into 2 segments here for your actual wreath. So now I can go through and add some of this orange in here. Bring some of the berries down. Once again, none of this is glued. So once I get it looking the way that I want it to, then we'll go back in and add our glue to it. Okay, so let's see about adding one of these deep burnt orange flowers in here. Big sunflowers. It's beautiful sunflowers. All right, then we're going to add some more of this berries in the greenery. We'll mix and match some of this down here at the bottom because I put some at the top. Of course, I'm going to drape some down here at the bottom. And I'm going to bring it in behind this flower. Once again, we're just placing everything down before we actually start gluing it. That way, if we need to move something, we definitely can still do that. Okay. I'm going to give it a little bit of height here. Just like a tree was growing or a bush was growing into the wilderness, you definitely want that on there. Now, this little piece actually has some little pine cones on it, which will be perfect. They're little, just little tiny. So once again, I've got this long segment and then I've got this extra leaf down here. So let's cut this leaf off. Then we're going to cut this stem a little shorter. Now this wreath tonight that we're working on is not spoken for, so it will be available in the Etsy shop if it is not claimed tonight on our live. And so just to let everybody know, also y'all, if you were one of our winners last week or for the pumpkins, any of our winners last week, hey Tommy, y'all just know that your stuff has not gone out yet. After this live, I've got to go get ink. My printer is out of ink and I was out of town this weekend, so I'm gonna go grab ink from the store as soon as we're done with our live. So all of y'all stuff will be shipped in the morning. That's my pumpkin winners and my little devotional book winners. So be sure to be patient because they're coming. So Tommy, do you have a joke for us tonight? What's our joke tonight, Tommy? Tommy is my brother. For those of y'all that don't know, he tries to hop on every chance he gets and gives us a good joke to give us some wholesome fun. Hi, Miss Debbie. So I'm still just mixing and matching, bringing in some of these extra colors up top. Now I love all the variegated colors with the deep burgundies, and it just softens this little dough, this little fawn, I guess it is, laying in the bushes. And then we could come back with some silk individual leaves that we've got and bring out all these extra colors. You can buy these in a variety of different styles. There's some glittered ones. There's some regular ones. There's some with like a moldy pattern on it that are really, really pretty. You can also get those at Hobby Lobby. But don't forget that y'all can use all this extra foliage that came off of your pieces, the greenery that we're using here. Hi, Miss Vicky. Hi, Miss Debbie. So, Tommy, you got a joke for us? So while Tommy's getting ready to type in his joke, guys, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start gluing what we actually have down here right now. So what I'll do is I'll glue my big flowers in first, and then I'm going to come back and glue in all the other. Now, it may be just a little different from what we've got right now, but basically I know that this is the look that I'm wanting to go. So play with your flowers, look at it, design it how you want to as you go along. So I'm just going to take all this extra out and then come back in and glue my big pieces in. But I absolutely love the color scheme of this wreath. Hi, Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy, we were just talking about you last night because Ashley was looking at a venue and we were talking about you catering when time comes for a wedding. We were talking about you. So if your ears were burning last night, we were talking to y'all. If y'all are in the Houston area and y'all never, ever need a fabulous caterer, Miss Cindy that is on here, she can hook you up. She has some of the best catering food that y'all have ever had. We actually have done it. We were introduced to her through our oldest son's wedding, Chad, and she's done several events, both the girls' graduation parties, and we did Christmas one time, Christmas dinner through her, and I mean, just fabulous food. So if y'all are ever looking for a fabulous caterer, get with Miss Cindy on here. She will hook you up. She has great food, great customer service. So she is definitely, I said we can't get to try her other food, y'all, because her other stuff's so good we don't ever want to pass it up. So I'm going to come back in here and add some of this other burnt orange flour in here. So see, this is going to help hold our sign into place once we get all these other flowers involved in here. So you just kind of push them around, maneuver them where you need them, and then it alone will help you hold everything else into place. So I'm just going to go down here and make sure that every stem is glued in to the actual grapevine. So always make sure that when you're working on grapevines that you attach that hot glue, but make sure that stem gets into your actual grapevine. Tommy must have hopped off, y'all. He saw that we were doing a class and hopped off. So I told him, I was like, you can do your jokes anytime that we're not on a bow class, because that's when there's usually tons and tons of people on here. But he must have saw and just hopped right on off. He's excited about becoming a grandpa. He's going to be, him and Pam are going to be grandparents for the first time. So they're excited. We had a beautiful shower for his daughter this weekend. It was absolutely beautiful. She got everything else she needed. So she went to the doctor today and said everything was good. So we're very blessed about that. So we're just coming in. Once again, y'all, I'm not sticking these through the grapevine. I'm sticking them in at angles so that the back of our wreath still looks beautiful and complete. So you don't have all these sticks and stems sticking out of the back of your wreath, okay? So always keep that in mind when you're working with your grapevines to keep the backs of those wreaths pretty. All right, so I'm gonna come down here and add some of these beautiful little pieces down here. Hi, Miss Mary. Hi, Miss Kathy. Thank you, Miss Stella, so much. Yeah, we are 60% of our next goal on our stars. So thank you guys for sharing and liking our page and spreading the love. We do appreciate y'all. I still don't know how all that helps us, but they say that it does, so we're going to take it at that. We just appreciate y'all for being a part of our shows and our lives. So once again, just gluing in each individual stem. And I just dropped my glue gun on the ground, but that's okay. If y'all could see my table, y'all, it's all set up for homecoming mums. So I've got ribbons and trinkets and everything everywhere. That's why I was like, I'm just going to videotape in the kitchen tonight. It's all going to be good. So we can come back down here and see if we want to add a pumpkin in. I think so, guys. I do think so. All right, so I'm going to cut this. Y'all, look, I have this. Let me show y'all real quick. I have to show y'all. Okay, so this is what I wore to work, right? I've got an undershirt, a long sleeve shirt. I had to finally roll it up. Y'all, I am ready for cooler weather. I am trying so hard to bring in the cooler weather. And I was sweating by the time I got out of work, so I'm like rolling up my sleeves. It's like, I am going to wear this fall outfit today. So here we go. So we'll see. So it is what it is, but I survived. It was all good. Everything worked out great. But I am so ready for some fall weather. They said it was supposed to be in the 60s a few mornings this week, and I'm like, yes. It was so pretty at the farm, y'all. It was so nice and cool. Not cold by any means, but it was beautiful mornings up there this weekend. So we had a great time. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay. We came right back. So me and White made a very, very quick trip. But it was beautiful. We were glad to get to go and share that time with them. Hello, Miss Linda. Miss Lawana, welcome. Welcome to Blessings with a Bow. I'm gonna come in here and add just behind here just a little bit more of this green. This is all stuff that I had stuck in there before, minus the pumpkin. I just decided to add him at the last here. But if you get some of these beautiful little, you know, these bunches with a lot of variety of different stuff on them. So this had your sunflowers, it had the little stems on there, it had the berries, it's got some leaves. So you can like cut and use what you want of this, as little or as much as you want of it. So I think I'm gonna add an extra leaf right here, come down here, not a big one. Let's see if we got a smaller one. Needs a little something right there. And actually, maybe we'll move this up and put a little bow right there. So let's try that. Let's just hold off, and then in a minute we'll see if we need something else right there. We might put a little bow right there. So let's just wait, hold off, and see what we need. So y'all can play with it as long as you don't glue everything in at the very beginning. You can mix and move, match, change up, take out, put back in, and then once you get it the way you want it to look, then start gluing your stuff in. That's when you know that you're at where you want everything. Because I promise you, it's easier just to pull it out of the green or the wreath base before you glue it than it is to glue it and then have to peel off all of that stuff. Because then you start getting into tearing your wreath, maybe breaking a stem or something. So you always want to be sure to kind of get a good feel for where you've got your flowers. And like I said, you know, once I take it out, y'all, it's going to change a little bit because I'm not going to ever get it right back into the exact place. I may add a little bit more, take away, you know, but it's just playing with it to get it the way you want it to look, the feel that you're wanting it to be. So I'm going to take this. These were just some couple little wires. So to make it a thicker base here, I'm just taking them and wrapping them together here. Then you can take this and fold this over a little bit, and that gives you a thicker stem down here to actually glue your hot glue on. Thank you so much, Miss Myra. Thank you, Miss Tracy. Thank you guys all very much. So then we're going to put some hot glue on here. And we're going to come back down behind it and just feed it into that grapevine. And then that we can move around, curl those leaves up. Because remember, y'all, it's got that wire in there to let it work for you, okay? We're going to glue this little stem down here. We've got a couple of places we could actually put a little bit of a bow. We could put it up over here in this corner. We could stick it down here in the bottom. But let's finish gluing our flowers down before we add any of our actual ribbons in, okay? So that way we know what else we need. So I'm going to go up here, and because this is really good in helping secure my sign, I'm going to glue this in right where it is at. We'll give it one more little shove down here. Well, maybe not. Let me make this brand. There's y'all's kitty cat talking to y'all. Not so much as she has been. I didn't even get to pet her yet. She doesn't even know I'm home. That's probably why she's crying, because she hears me. Portia. Alright, so I want these little berries hanging up over the sign, y'all. They're not really berries, but... So I'm going to glue my big sunflower in here next. And then you just work through and then make sure that all of your pieces are glued in before you ship it off to the customer or you get ready to post it. I always go through and give everything a little tug, a little push, just to make sure that something didn't get forgotten, because you get to talking, you get to visiting. If you're having a girls' night, you know, you never know what's going to happen with it. So you just always give each one of the little pieces a good, nice little tug to make sure you're good and secure. And sometimes if I adjust it too much, sometimes it actually loosens it up a little bit. So you just want to make sure where you're at. Give this a little tug down there. I want that bent just a little bit forwards. Now I'm going to come back and glue one more of my big leaves back here at the back. Thank you, Miss Donna. Thank you guys so much. We'll come to the back here. Be very careful when you're doing this so that you don't end up burning yourself. And I'm just going to feed this leaf down here to the back. And just give it a little bit of extra base back here. I just love the colors of this wreath, y'all. It is just, the lighting is so dimmed in here, so it's really hard to tell. But these are just beautiful, deep, rich colors. Just beautiful. The burgundies just speak for itself. The burnt orange. It's just really, really, really a beautiful combination. Once again, I'm just taking some of these big leaves, some of the medium-sized leaves, cut them individually, and just put them in there. That helps you use up the foliage, and then you're not having to buy so much extra because it all came off of your pieces anyway. So you want to be able to utilize all that. So I'm going to take all this out because none of this is glued. And then we can add that in. Thank you, Miss Donna. Hi, Miss Carol. Miss Dorothy, welcome everybody. Thank you guys all for sharing us tonight and hopping on. We appreciate you guys. Now there is a couple more classes that we're going to do coming up. So I know that we're going to do, everybody has had such a good time with those glass blocks, y'all. That was, I think, one of the favorite ones of the classes that we've done, the glass blocks. So if y'all want to see that again, you can definitely go back and watch the replays. But if not, if we get enough interest, we can definitely have another one of those classes. Now we are going to teach another fleece blanket with a pillow. So there's a little pillow that you can buy. You buy an extra 1/4 yard of the fleece, and then you can make a matching set for your kids, the pillow and the blanket. So we're going to do that for Christmas too. That's probably going to be a next month project. But I do have a couple more fall classes I'm going to add to it. Hopefully I can get those in there tonight so that everybody will know what we've got going the rest of the month. So I'm going to finish this month's calendar either tonight, it's Monday. I'll have the rest of this month posted by Wednesday. So y'all give me till Wednesday just in case I get tied up tonight after running to the store and stuff. So, but be sure to check out all of our events because they're all free. They're online. Everything's free. You can like and share. And we will be posting another bow class for the beginning of next month. So be sure to watch for that. Hi, Miss Terry. Happy Monday to you. Y'all, also, there's been several prayer requests that have come in. Please always know that if there's ever anything that I can pray for you or your family for, do not hesitate to message me. You can send it through Facebook. You can send me, I'm going to actually put my cell phone number in here. Let me do that real quick. You can send it to my cell phone. If I do not answer, just know that I will get back with you as soon as possible. But do not ever feel that you do not have somebody that can pray for you right in the moment. You don't have to share any details, but just know that I am here to pray for your family or yourself. Because that we are not in this life alone. We are all here to help each other and encourage each other. And I want to help y'all with that if you need any prayer. So we had a dear family friend of ours up in East Texas that passed away this weekend on Saturday. So her funeral's this next weekend. So that is another thing. There was a class on Friday night. I've had to move it to this Wednesday night because of the visitations on Friday, and I'm going to make a fly trip up there and a fly trip back for the visitation. So I had to move that class to Wednesday night. And if you ask me what that class is right this very second, I could not even tell you. But just know that the class for Friday night has been moved to this Wednesday night. Okay, so y'all please be sure to check that out if you want to join me for that class. So I'm just sticking this pumpkin up here. I'm not sure it's going to go up here, but I just want to look at it. I know I'm going to do something up here in this corner. Not sure what yet, but we're just getting a feel for things, okay? Because I know I've got to add my bows and stuff in here. Y'all know how I feel about my bows. So I'm going to come up here and add a little bit more greenery in this foliage up here at the top. Lost my glue stick. So let's go and put this last little piece up here. If you have a Christmas wreath, you can do Christmas like this, y'all. You can use these grapevines for anything. Now I did, someone had asked me about a snow owl. I did get the snow owl in. He's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to do a snow owl wreath. That will be sometime next month. Because I want to get through like the fall stuff, get ready for Christmas. And then by next month, we're going to start working on Christmas. We're still going to have a kids class this month. And we got lots of cute stuff for Christmas coming up for the kids. So we want to get those kids involved. Definitely let them be a part of this crafting time, y'all, because that gets their little minds going, and it's just fabulous for them to be a part of what you're doing, right? So definitely let those little guys get involved. So I got a couple other little pumpkins. Look how cute this little guy is. And this one, so let me just play with it here and see. I'm actually thinking I'm going to stick with the dark. But let me go ahead and work on my bows. Now that everything is glued in, this is what we've got so far, except this pumpkin. I'm still not sure we're going to use that pumpkin. So let me show you what we've got so far. Okay, so we've got this upper corner. We've got Simply Blessed with a little deer. And then we've got this little pumpkin down here at the bottom. We've got all this stuff coming down here at the bottom. So now we'll see what we're going to do with some bows. All right. So what I did is I had this fawn ribbon. Y'all saw me make, if you have been watching me very long, y'all saw me make some ribbons with this, a Christmas topper out of this. A while back. So I definitely want to include that because it's got the same print on the little fawn right here. So I'm going to use that. I know that I want to bring out some oranges, some of the glitter. So let's see what else we want to mix and match with this piece. So we'll probably bring out, actually, let me see. I've got this beautiful dark ribbon. So we'll use this in the center. This is a 5/8, I believe. 7/8 came from Hobby Lobby. It's got the variegated colors in it, the orange and the green, so it'll be pretty against that. We'll use the fawn print, and then I need something to the back of it. So let me see what else we can add to this little guy. Oh, I know what I was going to do. This brown, look how beautiful this brown is, y'all. It's got the gold fleck in it, so it's brown with the gold fleck. So it'll be perfect with that. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to use this variegated color in the center. We'll use our fawn print, and then we'll use this variegated. So, and let me see if by chance I have some orange in here. We might add just a little tiny bit of orange to it. Let me see. Actually, don't think I do now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, that's okay. Maybe this. This. Okay. Maybe some of this. Okay. So let me play with it. We'll see what we're going to do here. But I know we're going to start with this little guy. So let me come down. We're going to start. We've already V'd it or angled the tail here. You definitely want to do whatever. You can V them or you can angle them. We're going to take it, make a little loop, come back and make a little loop. Now, because this is going to be a smaller bow at first, because I'm not sure exactly where we're going to put the bows, let's just start out kind of small, okay? So now I'm going to come back, and I love this print, so I want this next. So I'm going to put the fawn print. We're going to do one little small loop, come to the back, come up, turn it to the back, and then I'm going to cut this. Thought I had it just right, but it's a little long. All right, so this is what we've got so far. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add this burnt orange, y'all. This burnt orange. Come back. Once again, we're just doing one loop a piece of this material. This is not wired. This material right here is not wired. But we have wired ribbon behind. It's okay if you put the wired ribbon in the middle because the other ribbon will support it. So you're okay with doing that. You know, I always tell y'all that I love my wired ribbon, which is true, but always finish with a wire that helps give it its form, okay? So then we're going to come back. We've got that cut. Come to the back, make a small loop. Now on the back, I want to finish with 2 loops because that supports all of my material, right? So all of my ribbons. So we'll do 2 loops on either side. Okay, then we're going to turn this and then twist it off and then tie it. So I'm going to cut my ribbon here, give it a nice little angle. Now I'm going to take my pipe cleaner through the center, still holding everything tight here. I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, run it through my fingers here, through the front, come right through the center because you're wanting to capture all of those loops. Pull it to the back, pull it as tight as you can, and you're going to give it a good twist. Okay, once you twist it, then you can let go of it. So from here, that's when you can start pulling all your little pieces around. You want to turn your little loops. Now, I don't like everything straight up and down. I do like my bows at a little bit of an angle. I think it definitely gives the piece character, but however you want to do yours is totally fine. All right, and we're just going to fluff all of our little loops, kind of pulling them where you want to. You can take these tails and pull them over to the other side. However you want to do it, once we get it, figure out where it's going to go, we may have to adjust our little tails. So here we've got this pretty little bow, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put it. So we could put it right here on the side, which that may just be right where it needs to go, right there, and nothing else. I think we have a winner right there, y'all. Let me see about putting one more bunch of this behind it. So okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So if you do your piece and you figure out that it could be a little bit bigger, which I want to add 2 more loops to the back of this, okay? So this is gonna be kind of tricky. I'm gonna take it in the center and I'm gonna hold it, take it to the back, and I'm gonna hold it, right? So you've got everything positioned like it was. Now I'm gonna undo my pipe cleaner, okay? And I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to hold it like that. Now I'm going to come down and add a little bit more of this fawn ribbon. And it's just going to be 1 loop a piece to the back because I want that bow just a little tiny bit bigger. Okay? Now we can take it and we can add that back in there. All right, so now we've got our bow. We can move things around again, making sure that everything's the way we want it. And it's going to give us just a little bit bigger. Then we can turn these off to the side and then put our bow into our piece like that, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pull these tails down and I'm going to attach this right here to the side like this. Okay, so let me go over here and I'm going to take it and I'm running it through the actual grapevine, taking my pipe cleaner, working it through the grapevines, and you want to start kind of like in the middle and then weave it through because you want it to be able to hold tight to that backing. So it's kind of in a weird position here. So just take it and we'll weave it through here. And then once you get it to where you can pull it, you want to make sure you pull it as tight as you can to the base. And then give it a good 2 or 3 twists. Now, if you do not have enough attached to your actual base, it's going to flop over to the side. So then you're going to have to readjust things however you need to make it work. So I don't want to lose these little berries up here. I want that draping over. We can pull this to the side, loop these around, give them some curl because of the ribbon being wired. And then we're going to leave these longer tails on here, but I am going to cut my pipe cleaner back here. So once again, our back is clean. You cannot see any of this. And I'll show y'all the back. Okay, so there we have our beautiful wreath. Y'all, this is so pretty. I'm not going to add the other pumpkin. We don't need it. So look how gorgeous this is. So you've got this beautiful fall, simply blessed wreath. Okay, and it's got the little dangly things down here at the bottom and off to the side. Okay, and your deep colors. So pretty, y'all. Just so, so pretty. So that is our wreath, guys. We did it. And it only took us, what did it take us? About an hour to do that. So we did great. Hi, Miss Kay. Hi, Miss Angie. Hi, Miss Lynn. So thank you guys all for hopping on tonight and watching our live. We do want to let you guys know that there are many more classes to come. Lots of fun stuff coming down. We do have our class that was changed from Friday night to Wednesday night. So be sure to check under my events page, and it's on our main Facebook page. So check under events, and you'll be able to see all that is available for the free classes. Thank you, Miss Gail, so much. There are lots of new stuff added to the Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is Blessings with Bows at Etsy.com. Or you can go onto my Facebook page, and there's some pictures actually tagged on there of different wreaths that have been added. I just finished a gnome wreath. It's in there. So you can click on that, and then you can look at everything else that's in the shop. So be sure to check that out as well. Thank you, Miss Carol. Thank you so much, y'all. I'm going to say bye to our YouTube channel. Bye, guys. We'll hang them.